Yeah. Okay. So, very good morning, Ananda. I am very glad to take today webinar on introduction to machine learning using Python, sponsored by University College of Engineering, Ariyalur, and it's organized by Department of Computer Science Engineering. Okay. So, in association with Pantech e-learning. Okay. So, first of all, introduce myself. My name is Kamalesh. I am from Pantech Solution. I am working under projects more than 3 years under deep learning, machine learning, and data analysis. Okay. So first of all, before we go into this webinar session, I have to thank to convener and coordinators of University College of Engineering, Ariyalur. And once again, I want to thank you to the college faculty members who organized this program with Pantech e-learning. Thank you, Mr. Gokul Karthik and Dr. R. Arun Prakash and convener Mrs. Jayanti, HOD of CSE department. Okay, thank you. Thank you to giving this golden opportunity. Thank you. So let's we move on to machine learning session today session. Okay. So introduction to machine learning. Okay. So before we go into enter into our session, I am just to tell you overall view of this session. First, I will give the introduction. What is machine learning, and what we are doing with machine learning like that, and then application where we are doing in real time. In real time, where we are applying our machine learning, and then machine learning types. Okay, so types means we got totally 3 types. What are the types, and what are the types we can use in nowadays, like that we can, I will tell to you. Then especially if you want to do any projects, we need some languages and we need some libraries. So here I am using Python language with libraries, both Python libraries itself. Okay, so we can do, not only we can do in Python, we can do it in MATLAB or like this in IDE also. So here I am using Jupyter Notebook, Python IDE, and then I will teach you process, step by step process. Okay, so what are the steps? Step by step process I will teach you. Then problems and machine learning algorithms. So what are the problems? If you do any projects, what are the problems will be occur? Okay, I am showing you to some of the basic problems only. Okay, not complicated problems. And then machine learning algorithms. Okay. So introduction to machine learning. So before we are going to see what is machine learning, we need to come under one point, that is what is machine learning. Okay, so as a human being, we know some past experience. Based on the past experience, we will predict the future. For example, based on those, for example, in picture itself we have some of the cycles and motor and skateboard, like that we have. Based on those sounds or based on those object size, shape, and some attributes we have. If we take any object, we have some attributes. Okay, based on those attributes we can predict easily whether it's a bike, whether it's a car, whether it's a skateboard, like that. Okay, but we need to feed the machine past data, and we need to train the machine based on those past data, and machine want to predict the output. Okay, how we can predict? Okay, so we need to collect some data. Okay, for example, if you take one apple have some data. For apple, like red color and shape of the apple, weight of the apple. Okay, and inside the apple we have some seeds, like that we have some data of those apple. Okay, we need to feed those data to the machine, and machine want to train based on those data set. Okay, then it will be give the result whether it's an apple or not. Okay, so we need some data. Okay, so data set, it's available in through online also. Some of the open source datasets are also available, or we can collect the dataset through API keys also. Okay, for example, if you want to take real-time dataset in Twitter, means we can take Twitter data from using API key, we can collect the data. Okay, so this is what machine learning. Okay, simply write a program to if I tell one question, that is write a program to whether Sachin will be play cricket or not, means it's complicated. We can't write whether the we can't write the program whether the Sachin will be play cricket or not. Okay, so at that time we are using machine learning. Okay, so what we will do means we will give the data of all the players, like cricket players, whether the like all the players means Indian players, some of the countries, other countries players also. We will give the those data to the machine, and machine will be those data machine will be understand, okay, these are the players, these are the bowlers, like that. And if we give the input data, it will be give the output whether the Sachin will be play cricket or not. Okay, so simply this is the output. This is the output we will get using prediction result, that is prediction. Okay, accuracy whether they will play or not. Okay, so that is called machine learning. Okay, so machine learning is a subset of AI and deep learning, they will call as a. So here you need to think one thing, that is, if you are well in machine learning or deep learning, okay, if you are well in machine learning and deep learning, AI is nothing. Okay, so if you are don't know about machine learning and deep learning, AI is somewhat looking like a huge. Okay, so that is what I want to tell to you. Okay, so next one is how we can train the machine. Okay, so see here, in olden days program we will give the data and we will give the rules. Okay, what is the X, what is the Y, what you have to do, like this. We will give the data and rules. Okay, based on the data and rules we can predict the output, we will get the output answers. Okay, but in our new day, if you want to train one machine want to think what is the X, what is the Y, and we will give the even output also. For example, here you can see I am giving a data and output also I am giving. Okay, machine want to predict the output, that is what I have to tell to you. Okay, highlights of machine learning. Okay, so if you want to do any machine learning, we need important thing, that is dataset. Dataset will be available in online like websites like Kaggle or UCA or GitHub or anywhere we can collect the dataset. Okay, futures means we need to do some process. Okay, after we are getting a dataset, with those raw dataset we can't train the algorithm, we need to do some pre-processing, or we need to do some sampling or undersampling, like that. Okay, so we need to do some futures. After those futures we will enter into the model training. Okay, what type of data set is that one? Okay, what type of model we need to use, we need to finalize those models. Okay, so these are the basic terminology we need to do in our machine learning thing. Okay, next one, applications. So application is nothing but here I am showing some of the real-time application like Netflix. Okay, so Netflix, hope everyone know what is the Netflix. Okay, so in those Netflix, if you watch any movie, or you can search for one thing, if you want to search a movies in Netflix, you don't want to type the movie's name. Okay, you can type in romantic movies, like that. Means all the romantic movies will comes under some cluster section. Okay, so like that we can search we need some action movies, like that you can search it like this itself. Okay, I need a action movie, like that. Means it will be give the action related movie. I need science fiction movies, like that. Means it will become. Okay, so Netflix searching options also somewhat different. We have more number of tips to search in Netflix. Okay, then Facebook. So Facebook's the most for machine learning most always used example, that is auto friend tagging. If you need to if you take a group photo, you will be get an automatically friend suggestion what are the friends you want to tag those friends, like that we can tell. And then PayPal, not only PayPal, like PhonePe or Uber or Swiggy, okay, those are application we are using some machine learning. And then Amazon, FIFA, gamings, okay, so these are the real-time application we are using, okay. So real-time application means, for example, if we take a Uber, Uber is not only for it's came for food also. For example, you can take a Swiggy, okay. So if you enter into the application and you are searching for some food, and after that you just exit the app, okay, then after few minutes you will be get a notification your food is waiting for you, like that, okay. So this is also one type of machine learning only, okay. So types of machine learning. So types of machine learning is totally we have a three type. One is supervised learning, another one is unsupervised learning, another one is reinforcement learning, okay. So supervised learning is nothing but we have a data, okay, we have a data and we have an output also, okay. So for example, we can take it as a heart disease prediction, okay. So in a heart disease prediction, we have a data of a patient, okay, like age and gender and heartbeat level, cholesterol level, and then weight. So like this we are taking the patient, each patient details, and we have an output column also, okay. So here we want to do know one thing, data set is nothing but it's like a Excel sheet only. I will show you what is the data set, okay. So we have a column, more number of attributes. In those attributes we have a details about patient, and then we have a final output that is called whether the patient will be attacked by heart disease or not, okay. So here I am having some data and I am having some output, okay. So based on those things I need to train the algorithm, means that is called supervised learning, okay. Unsupervised learning is nothing but we have a data, that is cluster of data with structured or unstructured, okay. So we have a data like, for example, same data we can take heart disease prediction, but we have a report that is patient details of age and gender, cholesterol level, heartbeat level, like that we have a report, but we don't have an output, that is we don't have an label or output file, okay, at last in column, whether the patient will be attacked by heart disease or not, okay. So like this data will be there, means we need to use unsupervised type of algorithms, okay. Then reinforcement learning is nothing but simply we want to tell, means I will give the data, okay. For those data algorithm will be understand automatically without any without giving any output value, algorithm will be understand automatically and give one result, okay. After it will give the result. If it is correct means I will be okay with that one, otherwise if it is not correct means I will given to those data, I want to reiterate those algorithm, okay. So it's a wrong, you need to train again, like that I will tell, means it will be again it will be give train using those data and give the output, okay. So like this I will be do again and again when it's predicted correctly, okay. So that is what reinforcement learning. So supervised learning, so you can see here we have we have a trainer and data also we have, okay. So here simply we can use apple. I'm simply showing to you what is the supervised learning. So I have a data that is apple, 3 apples I have, and I will tell to the machine these are the apples, okay. So I am giving the data to the machine, I will tell to the machine these are the apples, okay. And then I am giving a new data, okay, new data to the model is nothing but algorithm, okay. So I am giving a new model to the data. So for those data our response will be apple, okay, it's an apple, like this model will be predict the output, that is called supervised learning. I have a known data and known response, okay. In supervised learning we have two types, okay. One is classification, another one is regression, okay. So simply you want to simply I want to tell an example of classification means like I already told to you heart disease prediction. Okay, heart disease prediction means we need to predict whether the patient will be attacked by heart disease or not. Okay, so 0 or 1, yes or no, true or false, low, high, medium. So like this we need to predict the label data. We need to use classification type of algorithm. Okay, so if I want to predict a regression type, that is continuous value, like we take our height. Okay, so I will be 172 centimeter some height, otherwise someone will be have 172.2 centimeter or 172.3 centimeter, or like those continuous value will be there. We need to use regression type of algorithm. Even more any example means we can use dataset like rent prediction, rent prediction. According to the area wise, the house rent will be increase or decrease. Okay, so that is called regression type of algorithm. Okay, we need to use regression, we need to predict like those labels means we need to use regression type of algorithm. Okay, so let's we enter into the classification learning. Okay, so classification learning is nothing but if you see those picture, you will be sure it will be understandable. Okay, so I am giving a input data 20, 15. Okay, so if I plot the those data in graph, my 20, 50 will be in the in the good side, good clusters. Okay, so output will be sure it will be good. Like those only we can predict for whether the Sachin will be play cricket or not. For example, you can take it as a good side as an players and bad side as an bowlers. Okay, so if I give a data 20, 15 means, so 20, 15, that is some rate or run rate or like this I will give the data means it will be comes under batsman. Okay, so output will be batting. Okay, next one is regression learning. Okay, so I'm here, you can see I'm giving only a input data, that is 50. Okay, so 50 will be comes under what type of so that is here you have to know one thing, x is a independent, y is a dependent. Okay, so here you can see I will predict the output 100. Okay, so output model will be 100. Okay, so in supervised learning we have a different type of algorithms like nearest neighbor or navy bias, descent tree, linear regression, support vector, SVM. Okay, support vector machine, and then sorry here support vector machine. Okay, SVM and neural network. Okay, we having a totally 6 algorithms for supervised learning. Okay, so here you need to know one thing. If you take a support vector machine, that is SVM, we have two types. Okay, one is classification type, another one is regression type. If you take a descent tree, we have two types. One is descent tree classification and descent tree regression. Okay, so each and every algorithm will be support both classification type of learning also and regression type of learning also. Okay, that is what we are doing in supervised learning. Okay, if you go on to unsupervised learning, we don't have any what is that, we don't have any output value. Okay, based on the input of data, it will be plot some clusters. Okay, so that is called unsupervised learning. Here you can see we have a data, but that's not labeled. Okay, that's not labeled means I am not telling to the model it's a circle, it's a square, it's a triangle, like that. Okay, I am just giving one data to the unstructured data to the model. Okay, so model will be evaluate those data set into a different type of clusters. Okay, so one is circle, another one is triangle, another one is rectangle. So based on their attributes, like circle have some attributes and triangle have some attributes, based on those attributes it's dividing into the clusters. Okay, that is called unsupervised learning. Okay, so in unsupervised learning we have a two type. One is clustering and association. Clustering is nothing but we need to predict the data of for example we need to predict how many COVID-19 cases in only in Tamil Nadu, or how many COVID-19 cases only in India, like that we need to predict. Means we can use clustering type of algorithm. Okay, association is nothing but it's a recommendation. Okay, like movie recommendation or market. If you go to the market, we will get some recommendation. If you buy any other products, for these products, if we buy some other parts, means it will be useful, like that we can predict. Okay, so clustering is here. You can see here I am having a original data set. I am having a original data set. For those data set, I need to predict whether using clustered algorithm I will predict with the 3 different data. Okay, that is orange, green and blue. Okay, so this is called clustering. If you want to use, for example, I will take one particular area. In those particular area, I need to know how many telecommunication users, that is how many Geo user or Airtel user, how much in that area, how much they are using the internet or voice call. Okay, like that I want to predict separately. They are using mostly internet or mostly voice call only. We need to predict, means we can use like those data, clustered type of learning. Okay, then association I already told to you, it's a recommendation. Okay, for example, you can see in the slide we have a customer 1 and customer 2. Like customer 1 buying a bread and milk, fruit, wheat, and customer 2 buying bread, milk, rice, butter. Okay, so both of the customer 1 and customer 2 both have similarity of bread and milk. Okay, so machine will be learned from those data, and then if you are enter into a new customer as a third customer, it automatically predict the output whether they, if you buy a bread, means automatically it's give the suggest you want to predict the, you want to buy a milk, like that. Okay, so this is called association. Okay, so in unsupervised learning we have two types. Okay, k-means clustering and association. We have two type of algorithm. Most I am telling you to, we have a more number of algorithm in supervised learning also, like random forest or XGBoost or gradient boosting, like that. But I am telling you to some of the important algorithm. Okay, so here also I am showing you k-means clustering. Okay, so k-means clustering is nothing but it will be based on the centroid, it will be predict the output. Okay, how many clustering is there. For example, if I have a 3 cluster, means 3 clusters will be created using one centroid. Okay, based on those centroid it will be predict the output, like that, and association rules. So these are the some of the algorithm used for unsupervised learning. Okay, next to reinforcement learning. So reinforcement learning, I already told to you what is the main aim. Okay, so based upon automatic, they will learn and get a credit points. For example, just I am giving a data of dog. Okay, I am showing a data, I am giving a data of dog. Okay, so I will give it to the reinforcement learning algorithm. Algorithm will be understand and give the output whether it's a dog or cat. For example, if I get a output cat, okay, so I need to give same dog data to the algorithm. No, it's wrong, you need to predict correctly, like that I will give the data again. Okay, so again it will be learned and it will be give the output dog, means then whatever next time whatever, okay, it's correct, means credit will be gone, and next time if you give any data based on dog, means it will be predict correctly, exactly. Okay, that is what reinforcement learning. Okay, in reinforcement learning we are using an algorithm like q learning and temporal difference and deep adversarial network. Okay, so these are the 3 algorithms we are used for deep learning. Okay, so reinforcement learning. Okay, so libraries we are using. So if you want to do any machine learning project, we need some libraries and languages. Okay, so here I am showing you to Python with some of the libraries. Okay, so you can see here I am using some, I am showing you to some of the important libraries in machine learning. Okay, but not only we are using those library in this those 6 libraries. Okay, if we need, we need to add even more also according to the data set. Okay, so here I am showing you to 6 library files like pandas, numpy, Matplotlib, Cbond and sklearn. Okay, so leave about NLP. I will tell you about NLP. So these are the basic packages used for machine learning purpose. Okay, that pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib and Cbond, those pink color, those data sets should data libraries should be used to data analysis. Okay, what type of like manipulation or deleting like that we need to do means those pink color for library files should be used for only for that purpose. Okay, if you need fully you want to do any you want to train any machine learning algorithm, you want to plot confusion matrix or accuracy score or any train and test splitting, you need to do means you need to use sklearn package. Okay, so for machine learning we have a lot of packages, we have libraries, we have here I am using sklearn. Okay, so this also you have to note. Okay, then NLP, natural language processing. So I will tell you what is pandas. Okay, pandas is nothing but it's a data frame. Okay, so if our data set in the form of rows and columns or series or three-dimensional x, y, z, we need to use those pandas or we need to read those data to the our coding part. Okay, so example like comma separated value or excel or text file or json file. Okay, so we can use read using pandas. Okay, numpy is nothing but numerical python. It's an multi-dimensional array. Okay, if you want to do any array type of calculation or mathematical calculation or any other 3 into 3 matrix type of calculation, you need to use numpy. Okay, then next one is matplotlib. Matplotlib is nothing but to plot the graph. Okay, so like bar graph or line chart or bar chart, like that we can plot. Cbond is also used for to plot the heat map or count plot, like that we can use. Okay, both are to plot the graphs only. Then sklearn, about sklearn I already told you, to train and test splitting, or you need to do some other process like pre-processing or label encoding or like that. If you need to do means you can use sklearn. Then NLP, natural language processing. Okay, so NLP is nothing but why I am adding NLP is means if your data set in the form of text based. Okay, for example, normally if you take an heart disease prediction, we have a data in the form of only numerical value like heartbeat level or age or weight, like that we have only numerical level. Okay, so if it is a non-numerical level, for example only we have a data of text. Okay, so we need to do sentimental analysis using Twitter data means we have only a text data. Okay, we need to convert those text data into some other algorithm understandable language. Okay, so for that purpose we need to use some pre-processing, that is natural language processing. Okay, natural language processing is nothing but we need to do some processing steps like tokenizing or stemming or any stemming or removing some unwanted characteristic or like those activities we need to do, and then we will convert those data into an machine understandable means we need to do some vectorizers. Okay, like vectorizers like hash vectorizer, TF-ID vectorizer and count vectorizer. So those are vectorizer converting a text data into a machine understandable. Okay, so that's why I'm adding you NLP. Okay, so normally if you want to do any machine learning process, a stop 5 is enough, but if you are data set in the form of text type means you need to do NLP. Okay, so process, what are the process we will do in this machine learning? Okay, so first of all data collection and data preparation, model and a model evaluation and hyper tuning. Okay, so I will show this part in my paint. Okay, then you will be getting some idea. Okay, so before we go into this, I will tell you what are the steps: gathering a data, importing the package, and data set analysis, data visualization, data pre-processing, model selection, and training and testing. Okay, so I am showing you this in paint how we can do. So here, for example, I'm having a data set. So I'm having a one data set. The data set consists of more number of rows and more number of columns and rows. So if you have an more number of columns and rows, that is called data frame. Okay, data frame. So we need to, using pandas, we need to read this data set. Using pandas, we need to read this data set. Okay, so after I am reading, I need to do some process. For example, first, what is my first process is in PPT, gathering a data and importing a method, data analysis. Okay, data analysis is nothing but we need to check whether we have an labeled data in our data set, or whether we have an like a object value. For example, if you take a gender column, we have a male, female, male, female, like that. We have an only an categorical value. Okay, so we need to convert those gender column into an male as a 0 and female as a 1. Okay, we need to do some label encoder pre-processing steps. Okay, so like that we need to check what are the data we need to do, what is the labeled data, what is the unlabeled data, like that. Okay, that is data analysis. Okay, after data analysis, we need to do some visualization. Okay, using pandas and using matplotlib and using cban, I will use some visualization, data visualization. Okay, so after doing some visualization, I will move on to next step, that is what I am doing here. See here, data pre-processing. So pre-processing is nothing but, I already told to you, if it is a categorical value in our data set like male, female, male, female. Okay, so like this we have a categorical data. We need to convert this male as a 0 and female as a 1. Okay, so we need to do some pre-processing. Okay, so pre-processing means nothing but we need to convert categorical data into the int or float type. Okay, for that purpose I will use from sklearn pre-processing and label encoder. Okay, so label encoder is nothing but it's one function. Using those function, I will convert them into a categorical value. You have to note that here I need to convert categorical value into zeros and ones. Okay, not a text value. If it is a text value, like if it is some paragraph, or if it is some few lines of data, means we need to use NLP. So you have to understand about categorical value and text value. Okay, it's totally different. Okay, so next, pre-processing. After I am doing pre-processing, my data set will be ready to train. So what I will do means, I will be do this data set divided into two type. Okay, I will divide this data set into two type. One is train data, another one is test data. Okay, one is train data, another one is test data. Okay, so for example, if I have an 1000 details of heart disease patient, I will be divide those 1000 detail into 80% of data and 20% of data for testing. Okay, so in 1000 heart disease prediction, we have a data. In 1000, I am dividing those data into 800 and 200. Okay, so always train data should be more and compared to test data. Okay, so why I am dividing train data will be a more means, then only algorithm, using this train data, I will train the model. Okay, model is nothing but I will I am trained the model. Okay, model is nothing but algorithm. Okay, like random forest, descent tree, or logistic regression, or any algorithm. Okay, so I want to train those algorithm, means I need some huge amount of data. Then only algorithm will be predicted correct accuracy result. Okay, so that's why I am using a train data 80% to the algorithm. Okay, so algorithm will be learned from, that is what I am giving both data and labeled data, that is heart disease having or not, like that I will train the machine. Okay, so after I am training the data, in test data also I am having an result, that is output label, like attacked person or not attacked person, or disease attacked or not. I have a label, but I will be give only an data, that is one without output. I will be give to the model. Okay, so first I will train the algorithm. Next, after training, I will pass the only a test. I will pass the test data, but without label I am passing the test data. That is, without label I am passing to the algorithm. Okay, so algorithm will be give the result of that is attacked person or disease attacked or not. Okay, like this I will get the output. Okay, so those output, okay, that is algorithm give algorithm output and my original output. In original output I am having in my test data. Okay, I will compare those output. Okay, so if I compare those output, I will be get an accuracy result like 0.80 or 0.90. okay, this is called prediction result of my test data. Okay, so this is what we are doing. After I am training the data, I am giving the test data to the machine will be give the output. Those output and my original output I am comparing, that is I am checking the similarity. It's how much it's matched, that is called accuracy result. Okay, if you get a 0.8 means 80% algorithm predictor correct output like a test data. Okay, so this is what we are doing for whole machine learning. But if it is a if it is a text based, means we need to do NLP. Okay, NLP, natural language processing. Then next steps and all same thing only. After that we are training and testing, and training the model and testing the model. Okay, so this is what I have to show to you how this is the simple architecture of how we want to do machine learning project. Okay, so I hope everyone understand about this. Next we will go on to next part. Okay, so dataset is like this only. See here I am having a dataset of liver patient. Okay, so totally I have an liver patient 416, that is totally I have a record of 416. In that non-liver patient, that is attacked person is 167. The dataset is collected from Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so here I am having a dataset of one label file. That if you see the dataset means you will understand. Okay, so see here I am having a age, gender, total, millennium, like that. I am having some information about patient. Each row represent one person, and at last I have a column name it as a dataset. Okay, those column name is called my output. Okay, if you have a 1 at last, that is the it's not a liver attacked person, liver disease attacked person. If you have a 2, it's a liver disease attacked person. Okay, so like this is the one of the simple example of our dataset. Okay, so model selection, according to the data we need to select some model. For example, here you can see we have both data and output, so it comes under supervised learning. Okay, so if you don't have dataset column at last, that is called unsupervised learning. We need to predict the cluster whether it's a 1 or 2, but here I am having both data and output, so it's a supervised learning. Okay, in supervised learning we have two types, that is classification and regression. Here it's a classification type of data, because we need to predict whether yes or no, whether it's 1 or 2. Okay, so if it is a continuous, we want to predict continuous value, we need to use regression type of algorithm. Okay, so these are the model selection, and we need to train and test string. So in Paint itself I will tell this thing. Okay, using Paint I will tell step by step. So these are the steps we need to do evaluation. Okay, so then problems and algorithm. Okay, so whatever problems we will during build one model, whatever problems we will get. Okay, so here you can see. Okay, so this methodology, you know, pre-processing, sampling, cross-validation, logistic regression, and statistical test. Okay, I will tell you what is sampling, what is cross-validation. Okay, so sampling is before we go into sampling and cross validation, I need to tell to you overfitting and underfitting. Okay, so what is overfitting and underfitting means, if you are trained the algorithm, you will be get an 3, that is it's the predictor correctly means that is called optimal. Okay, so see the line, we have a data dot is the data and our algorithm learned correctly, okay, according to those data. Okay, so if it is an underfitting, we have a data somewhere and we have a prediction value somewhere. Okay, so that is prediction line somewhere. Okay, so it's called underfitting. Overfitting is nothing but you have a data, for those data its model will be an correct order. Okay, so we need whenever if you train the algorithm, we need optimal. Okay, so we need optimal training only, that is then only it will be give the exact result. Okay, if you give a test data. Okay, so this one you have to do. If you want to check the overfitting underfitting means, you can use classification report. It's defaultly available in SQL. Use classification report. You can check how it's training and testing. Okay, and the next one is this is the this problems will be occurred more number of data set. Okay, that is imbalanced data set should be in the form of imbalanced manner. Okay, what is imbalanced data set means? It's nothing but if you take one data set, we have more number of yes, that is more number of true value, or more number of prediction, that is for example you can take it as an credit card fraud detection. Okay, so we need to predict whether the fraud user or not a fraud user. Okay, if you take those data set, your data set in the form of imbalanced manner. Okay, what is imbalanced manner means? We have a data of more number of data about unfraud users only, not a fraud users only. Okay, so for example, if you take a 100 data means, in those 100 data we have a 98% we have only not a fraud user, and only 2% we have a unfraud user. Okay, so 98% we have a not a fraud user. Okay, using those data, if you train one model means, definitely if you give a fraud user data also, it will be give the output of it's a not a fraud user, like that. Okay, that is imbalanced data set. Okay, so we need to do some balanced data set. Okay, so for that purpose you can do like this sampling. Okay, if you want to do balanced data set, you can do sampling methods. In sampling we have two types, undersampling and oversampling. Okay, so undersampling is nothing but that is what I am telling here. You can take it as an orange as an unfraud user, so not a fraud user, and blue as a fraud user. Okay, so I am having a more number of data as a fraud users only. Okay, so if I train with those data, definitely I will get an output fraud users output only. Okay, so what I will do means, I will reduce the majority class into m equal to the minority class. That is called undersampling. Okay, we can do oversampling also. Okay, we can increase the minority class into the majority class by copying the minority classes. Okay, so this is what you need to do. Okay, using count plot, in Cban, using count plot, you can check the details of your label file, and if it is a balanced manner, you can leave it. Otherwise you can do undersampling or oversampling. That is important. Okay, then only we will not get overfitting or underfitting. Okay, and then cross validation. Okay, so we can do cross validation also. If you want to rectify overfitting or underfitting, we can use cross validation also. Okay, so what I will do, normal train and test fitting. See here, before normal and train fitting, I will take first 80% of data as a train data, and I will take next 20% data as a test data. Okay, this is a normal training and testing using sklearn. If I split the data set means, I will be get like this only. Okay, but if we use fold cross validation, see here, first few data will be taken as a test data, then remaining should be trained, and after that next few will be taken as a test data, and remaining should be trained. Okay, so like that I will be each iteration I will take n number of data, okay, as a test data. Okay, if I do like this means definitely I will be get an data of equal in train and test, that is balanced manner in train and test. Okay, that is what I want to tell you. Some of the problems we can cover during developing and machine learning projects. Okay, cross validation or like this. Okay, then algorithms. Okay, so algorithm is nothing but hope everybody will know random forest, logistic regression, like this algorithms. So I will show you some coding part, and I have to tell to you, I will in description I will give one link like HR analysis. Okay, so that's uh, I am implementing those in real time only. What we in real time I will use Jupyter notebook and I will develop that code. Okay, so if you are now understand about this machine learning webinar means you can once check it that video also. I will use one HR analysis dataset and I will do some pre-processing steps and plotting some data, plotting some uh, graphs also. Okay, so if you are now you understand about this machine learning webinar, definitely if you see those in link I will give the sorry, in description I will give the link. If you click that link and you can see those videos also, definitely you will be getting machine learning, what is machine learning. Okay, so I will show you some code. Okay, so see here, I have a data set of Indian liver patient. I am reading using pandas. After I am reading using head function, I am displaying some shapes and shapes, columns, describe. So this thing and all information. See here, I am checking whether my dataset in the form of balanced or imbalanced. Okay, so here something dataset in the form of normal manner only, so I don't need to do any imbalancing or balancing. Okay, so like this we can do. So here I am train and test fitting. After train and test fitting, logistic importing logistic regression algorithm, and after that I am training the X train and giving a train data to train the algorithm, and after training the data I will get accuracy result 0.72. So 72% algorithm will be understand. So confusion matrix, true positive, true negative, false positive, false negative. So like this we can do. Otherwise you can once check it our my description link video, step by step I will do same process for some different data set. Okay, so I hope everybody will enjoy this session. Okay, uh, so upcoming events. So about upcoming events, nothing. We are conducting some internships like see here. Okay, with the partnership with IETE. Okay, so we are partnership with IETE, Institution of Electronic and Telecommunication Engineering. Okay, in Mumbai. We are doing both combinedly. We are doing internships for students and exclusively way of knowledge sharing and all. Okay, so internships like deep learning on AI, MATLAB, machine learning using OpenCV, Python, and then electric vehicle using MATLAB, and Android application development and Internet of Things using Arduino and cloud. Okay, so these are the internship we are covering for 1 month. Okay, that is 30 days. Each day we have a 2 hours class per day. Okay, so if you are willing to join with IIT Pantech internship program, you can join. Okay, so about cost, it's only Rs 4,200 only. Okay, so compared to any other e-learnings, we are providing this trending domain as a minimum cost only. Okay, we can check it through online also. Okay, so we can, if you are registered, we will give the certificate from IETE. Okay, from Institution of Electronic and Telecommunication Engineering, we are giving an certificate, and then exam marks also. Okay, we were conducting an exams, online exams, and we will provide an marks also, how we are experiencing in that domain, and then you will be get a domain knowledge. For example, if you choose IoT, what is IoT and about IoT on cloud. Okay, so you can see here we have Internet of Things using Arduino cloud. Okay, so here you want to know one thing. If I use some Arduino like this controller or processor, I don't know about this exactly, using those controller or processor, if I collect some data, I will upload in that cloud. Okay, so after I am uploading in that cloud, I will use I will collect those data, and I will do some machine learning projects also. Okay, we can that also we can do. Okay, so how we can collect means those data using API key. Okay, so API key is the important for machine learning also. If you have a API key, so each and every websites have some of the API key. Okay, for example, if you want to do any machine learning process like weather monitoring or cloud based things, speak cloud, we have API key. Based on that API key, we can collect the data. Okay, so this is for 1 month. Okay, 1 month, 4200. Okay, certificate we will provide you. Okay, about this link we are giving in description itself. Okay, you can please check it. Okay, but if you need to attend 5 days internship, okay, so a 5 days technical training program, you can attend it. Okay, so for 5 days we are offering for 350 and 300. Okay, so according to the domain wise it will be changed. Okay, so about that also we are giving detail in link. Okay, once you check it. Okay, so it's a 5 days internship, but 2 hours per day. Okay, so we are covering Python programming, PCB design, embedded system, MATLAB programming and image processing, Java and advanced Java, Android application, Internet of the Things and DHDL. Okay, so we are covering this session for 5 days. Okay, so if you need any queries, we are giving link on the description. You click those links and then check it. Okay, and then okay, so let me move on to question hour. Okay, what are the question about machine learning you can ask? I will be give the reply to you. Okay, so about attendance link, I will we will share you frequently in comment box. Just to click that from Pantech e-learning mail ID, you just click that link and register. Okay, about attendance link. Okay, about certificate also we will provide you in the link itself. Frequently we will send the link. You just click that link and check it. Okay, both the link for Chennai and Hyderabad. Okay, any questions you have, you may ask in comment section. I will be reply to you about machine learning. What about chess game? Chess game, it's we have a chess game and what is that, Google game also. Yeah, it's both reinforcement learning and all is that combination of AI. Okay, so everybody asking about reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is nothing but if it is a correct, I will tell the machine, okay, it's correct. Okay, if it is a not correct, I will tell the machine you have to train it again and again. Okay, until it will be give the output correct. Okay, that is what machine learning. Yeah, machine learning, that's why COVID-19 means we can collect the data set of state wise or district wise, how much they are doing and all, and then I will plot the graph for that. Okay, so if you are new to this channel, you can subscribe the channel. Okay, next session I have a machine learning with using regression machine learning. Using regression type of algorithm. Okay, so till now we are showing you to how the classification likes. Okay, classification we are doing, but I will do regression type of algorithm. Okay, and most of them are asking how we can predict the COVID-19. Okay, so next session I will show you how to predict using COVID-19 dataset. Okay, using regression algorithm. Okay, next. Yeah, about sample program, I am giving on link HR. I am giving on link. In those link, I will use step by step using. I am reading one dataset and I am using step by step execution. Please check those sample dataset. This is an introduction to machine learning only. If you need to if you need to do see the real-time execution, use that link and you can see the video. The name is HR analysis, artificial intelligence HR analysis. Okay, using employee dataset. Okay, the name of the title. So yeah, about sample program you can check it there. Okay, that also look like a sample prediction only. Okay. Okay, certificate link is there in comment box. You can check it in the comment box and then do it. Okay, any other doubt is there? Any doubt you can come. What about pandas? Pandas to read the input data. Okay, to read the input data set like data frame or HTML file or CSV file or text file, like that. Actually, resource person means I am Kamalesh from Pantech solution. About if you need any other webinar like this, you can I will show it in PPT about some of the my branch team members, like marketing team members. You can see those names, and with the contact number also I will give it to you. You can. Okay, so I will show to you. Okay, so this is what. Thank you to one and all. This is Kamalesh. If you need any queries, you can contact through my mail ID kchod.java@pantechmail.com. Okay, so if you need regarding about upcoming details regarding about upcoming event or further information, you can contact WhatsApp number, and then we have a channel on Telegram also. Okay, if you are joined with our group, daily we will upload what are the event going on e-learning. Okay, if you are new to this channel, if you are new to this video or channel, please subscribe and then put a like button. If you are like this video, you can please share it to them, your friends also. Okay, and then if you are in Telegram, you can join using this name Pantech e-learning. Okay, it's a unique name. You can join using this name. Okay, if you have any other doubt regarding upcoming events or furthermore information, you can WhatsApp this. If you want to contact, my name Kamalesh S and my mail ID is kchod.java@pantechmail.com. You can contact using those mail ID. Okay, so if you want to conduct even more session like webinar session or internship session, or if you want to conduct like if you any staffs are watching this video, if you want to conduct for your colleges also, you can contact those numbers, Mr. Senthil Kumar, Mr. Srinivasan and Mr. Kumarasamy. Okay, so if you want to do any webinar, you can do. Okay, so if you need any information, you can contact those numbers. Okay, so that's it to about this today webinar, introduction to machine learning. Okay, so if you want to need view real-time execution, how we will read the data set and how we will plot the graph and how we will train the algorithm, I am in description I am giving one link. Okay, use that link, you can see that video. And if you want to do it in regression type of algorithm, my next video is about regression algorithm only. Okay, so you can subscribe this channel and hit a bell icon. Definitely you will be get a notification of our next video. Okay, so you will be get an idea of regression algorithm also. Okay, so thank you to one and all to present here. Okay, and thank you to the college of University College of Engineering Ariyalur, Department of CSE, and HODs and faculties members. Okay, thank you. It's signing off from Kamalesh. Thank you to one and all.